Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be getting right into the weekly love outlook for Leo. Alright, my lovely Leos, let me just pull out your Oracle of Darkness and Light, see what kind of energies or spirits are impacting this connection this week, and then we're going to go ahead and pull out cards for your person and for you. Now this weekly love outlook I do on my channel is a weekly snapshot into a connection that you have with someone. All right, it's not per se about your relationship right now. It could be a connection that you have with someone new. It could be a connection that you have with someone in your past that's rekindling or reconciling. Whatever this connection is, you're going to know who the person is if it resonates for you. All right, Leo? So let's get right into it. Spirit of the crystal ball, spirit of Hecate, and spirit of the cat. So, interesting. Spirit of the crystal ball, Hecate, and the cat. Well, all very sort of, I want to say mystical, right? All spirits associated with mysticism or areas of schools of thought that are associated with mysticism or witchcraft or the other, right? Spirit of the crystal ball, divination, prediction. Spirit of Hecate is the goddess of the night. Some of you may be dealing with ghosts of the past. You may be dealing with a crossroads that you're coming to in your life right now. Whatever the case is, the spirit of Hecate, it's a very unique energy, right? Hecate being one of the goddesses, right? Goddess of night. So whatever the night brings, the night, is not always sure, right? Spirit of the cat, fanciful. Of course, curiosity and independence coming in with that spirit of the cat, of course. All right, guys, so let's see how these beautiful, very mystical, I want to say, spirits are coming in. I wouldn't say they're spirits of darkness, perhaps here with spirit of Hecate and the crystal ball, spirit of the cat. Also, I would say a spirit of light, independence, right? But let's go ahead and see, my lovely, lovely Leos, what this all means for you. All right, I'm going to just pull out cards for your person, for you, for October 18th to the 25th. Show me what's going on for my lovely Leos, all right? Do most of my shuffling off camera, guys, so we can get right into your spread. Your person is coming in with the moon. There we go. You're coming in this week with 3 of Swords. They see you as an 8 of Swords, and you see them as a 9 of Cups. They desire judgment. You desire Knight of Wands. What needs to happen? The Devil. Oof, Leo. And for you, 5 of Wands. At the bottom, all right, we have Queen of Pentacles, right? The woman who really makes her garden out of nothing. She puts blood, sweat, and tears into her work. She comes from nothing to build this garden, this lavish, beautiful garden. Queen of Pentacles, of course, just as the king is also used to abundance and wealth, and manifesting her dreams, but she speaks much more to the need to invest emotionally in your work, to the need to invest emotionally in the things that you do when you want to manifest a particular goal. Certainly, even if you're wanting to manifest a physical goal, you are wanting to put your heart into it. All right, guys? So let's get right into your spread. 8 of Swords, 9 of Cups, right? We've got the Devil here. We've got some wand energy, fire, but right away I see this moon and 3 of Swords. So let's get into that, Leo. Your person is resonating with the moon. You're resonating with 3 of Swords. So they feel very unsure. They're very, very unsure. They feel like they're going through a test. They feel like they're being tested. They can't quite get a handle on their feelings. Their feelings are all over the place, Leo. And this is a difficult time for them. They're coming into the week with moon energy. They are probably also very, very sort of, I want to say right now, feeling very sensitive emotionally, maybe even psychically. The moon is the card for Pisces. We associate the moon not only with tests and the feeling of being tested, the feeling of not knowing what's coming up next, and so and therefore having anxiety, right? But also really showing the strength of character that we have. The moon is the 18. The first 8 in the tarot and the major arcana is the card for strength. So all of the strength that we've accumulated and we've built up is now being tested when we get to a moon phase. And so this is what your person is going through. Everything that they believe that they've built up and that they believe they've become stronger in is being tested this week. And I think that it has everything to do with you, Leo. You're coming in with 3 of Swords. Well, you feel betrayed. Right, so this, I'm going to say this 3 of Swords is definitely, you're coming into the week like this. I want to say this is how you feel about this person. I do feel like, well, let's go further, but you're feeling betrayed. 3 of Swords, 3 in tarot is the number for virtue. It is the number for loyalty, bonding, right? With 3 of Swords, which is a Swords card associated with air, associated with the mind, the intellect, the self-esteem, self-confidence, the ego, right? How we see ourselves. Here we have a heart that is impaled with 3 swords. So our ego is hurt. It is our ego that is hurt because somebody has broken our trust, somebody has broken our loyalty, somebody has hurt our feelings in a way that feels like a betrayal. Now, this does not necessarily mean third-party energy, but it can be that somebody cheated on you. It can be a lot of things. It can just be that you feel betrayal because they left you and they didn't stick by you at a difficult time. Whatever the case may be, you're coming into the week with this energy, Leo, this energy of feeling very betrayed, feeling very hurt emotionally. Now, how do you guys see each other? Here we go. We're going to go deeper. Now, they see you as the 8 of Swords, and you see them as a 9 of Cups. So, again, interesting. They see you as somebody who's really closed them. They see you as having closed yourself up off from the world. 8 of Swords is someone who really doesn't take a lot of responsibility for themselves, who is purposely sort of being obtuse in a way, purposely sort of alienating themselves by their closed-minded thinking, by their way that they behave, the way that they act, and this is how your person sees you. This could, of course, be vice versa, Leo, but they see you as someone who, you know, is just unable to take responsibility for their actions, right? They see you as someone who is really bound due to your own behavior, right? So there's a challenge here, and there's an attitude here, there's an angst here that they are seeing you with. You're seeing them as quite happy, 9 of Cups, happy-go-lucky. So this is, again, an interesting dynamic here for a connection, right? It's interesting that they would see you as an 8 of Swords. It could also be that they resent you. This 8 of Swords, again, this doesn't indicate that you are really being this way, but it just indicates that this is how the person sees you. So you could be dealing with somebody who always sees you as someone, you know, they always paint you in this light as someone who sort of doesn't take responsibility for their actions. And I do feel like this is something this person is painting you as because perhaps they're not happy with the way that you're responding to them. You see them as a 9 of Cups, so it's interesting for you to see them as a 9 of Cups, someone who is blessed and lucky and happy in relationship and just happy-go-lucky, right? It's interesting, you're not seeing them as anyone who's connected. It could be that, you know, 9 of Cups can also be sort of sometimes the eternal bachelor, okay, or the eternal, you know, bachelorette, right? Because the 9 of Cups individual is somebody who's really happy with where they're at, and they're happy for it to be on their own. They're happy for it just to be them. They don't need anybody else around, right? That deep connection that would rises up to a 10 of Cups. A 9 of Cups is someone who's very happy. They feel very blessed. They're very content. 9 of Cups is the card for happiness. So, you know, sometimes also this can come across as someone who's happy to be not totally tied down, right? Interesting dynamic, how you guys are seeing each other. Now you have Judgment coming in. What do you guys desire? Well, your person is desiring forgiveness because Judgment is forgiveness. It is the card really for, of course, it's not necessarily the card for forgiveness per se, but judgment, this energy, the card in tarot for judgment brings with it the feeling of wanting to reconcile. Judgment is talks about the experiences we have in our lives that show us that perhaps what we, the way we handled something in the past was not the best way to handle it. It is when we begin to have experiences that others have had. It is when we begin to walk a mile in somebody else's shoes. Judgment comes in when we say to ourselves, it's the idea of laying ourselves bare for judgment because we are realizing that we too make the same mistakes, right? It's realizing that perhaps, and this is why the reconciliation comes in, because it's waking up. For instance, maybe you've had an attitude towards single moms, and then one day you became a single mom. And then you realized, hang on a second, all of the attitudes I had towards single moms was wrong because I didn't have that experience. Now I'm a single mom and I know what it's like. It's that in a nutshell. It's that type of thing. It's having experiences in your life that really change the judgments that you have for others, and therefore also changes the judgment that you have of yourself. It is naturally the card that then with it brings the desire to reconcile, especially when one person has gone through a very difficult period. Judgment also comes in love readings, especially when one person has done the other person a little bit dirty, or maybe they've kind of, just dismissed that person, and then they've had certain experiences and they suddenly realize that they were wrong. And they want to reconcile. And so your person is wanting reconciliation. You're wanting Knight of Wands. So your desire is Knight of Wands, and your desire is really to be able to forge ahead and move on on your goals, to begin to really get some, I want to say, some land under you in terms of getting towards your goals. The Knight of Wands is that cheerleader, right? He's the one who he has passion, he has drive. He's like, come on, let's get it. He's the one who cheerleads his friends. He's the one who kind of stokes the fire up underneath your seat to go out and get it, to go out and to do what you need to do to actually manifest your vision or manifest the things that you are passionate about. It's passion and action, and certainly talking about it, and it's certainly strategy. It's when you're thinking about it as well. It's like when you want to follow your passion or your vision that you have for your life. Knights are always associated with air, so you have to imagine Knight of Wands is the airy aspect of that fire. So this is when you are putting the plans into place. You're communicating your desires. You're moving things. You're shaking things up, all towards achieving your vision. It can also be that you desire to do this for somebody else, but I think right here your desire in a relationship and certainly in a connection is to move ahead, to move ahead, to move ahead. Will it be with this individual? I'm not necessarily sure, because right now this is what you're desiring, and it's interesting. Usually it's like, well, what do you desire in this relationship? I'm going to say it could also be that when it comes to the relationship, because Leo, I feel like this is what you desire for your life. But when it comes to the relationship, it can be that what you desire is someone who can be this for you. For you, Leo, you're desiring necessarily someone who is that Knight of Wands for you, who is that cheerleader for you, who has your back, who has a passion for you and your life and what you do also. Not only you just having a passion for them, but them having a passion for you. You ever, date people who never really ask you about what you are interested in, or they know where you're into or interested in, but they don't want to talk about it, or they don't care about it, or they don't have a passion for it. I think right now you are desiring to have a lot more support, and I want to say a lot more enthusiasm from a relationship or a connection with someone, in terms of them being much more passionate about you, who you are, what you do, rather than having that distance. You know what I mean? It's the difference between a couple where the one person just only ever talks about themselves, and the other person talks about them, or they both interact with each other. In any case, it's interesting that Knight of Wands would show up in the position of desire, because it's certainly a desire for you to move things forward, right? You certainly want to move forward. What needs to happen? Well, Devil, and Five of Wands. Well, this is interesting. The devil is, the shadow side. So there needs to be some shadow work done here, especially for your person. They certainly need to deal with some of their vices, some of their habits, some of their shadow side, right? The devil talks about that sort of, being a slave to the easy path, being a slave to our passions. He comes in. We all have a shadow side to ourselves. We all have a devil path that we can take. We all have devil energy. It's when our creativity isn't really being stoked and really isn't really being sort of satisfied to a high degree, right? And then we sort of sink into this easy, instant gratification, instant pleasure sort of path, the path of vices and addictions and dysfunctional relationships. So your person is really challenged this week to deal with that. Leo, they're dealing with that. And it's interesting because they're going through the moon as well. So your person is really going through a challenging time to a certain degree. And yet, I think what it is as well is that they remember certainly you and they want to reconcile with you, but you're not making it easy for them. Five of Wands, is what needs to happen for you, Leo. Five of Wands is bickering, arguing. It is competition. It is a power dynamic. This is interesting. Why is this in the position for what needs to happen for you? Well, it's interesting. There needs to be, it's almost as if there's some tension here that needs to sort of be battled out. Five of Wands is showing up for, I think, all of the earth sign readings this week, and now showing up, I think it even showed up for the last one, may have for Aries, but it's now showing up also for Leo. Showed up for a lot of the weekly love outlooks this week for October 18th to 25th. And I think it really talks about that there's this kind of heightened sort of, there's this boiling point that is happening with a lot of people this week because a lot of people have multiple people who are interested in them, or they are in multiple scenarios, or they have multiple possibilities. Not to say that everybody is cheating, and this is not all about cheating. These are some of you are not in monogamous relationships. You just have a lot of options. People are having options this week, right? A lot of you have options. It's not, and that's what I mean to say. It doesn't feel that you guys are all sort of, being disloyal or anything like that, but there are a lot of reconciliations coming in this week. People from the past coming in to try to reconcile with you. A lot of people are going to have old lovers calling them up this week and being like, hey, what's up? And a lot of people are already with somebody, and so there's going to be a lot of this kind of like battle that happens. Oh, all right. Well, and because somebody's, both people don't want to give up. They want what they want. They want you, right? So Five of Wands is happening for you, Leo. And again, it just seems that there needs to be a bit of, and when I say a battle or a fight, I mean just competition, healthy competition. When two people are in love with the same person, each one tries to get them, right? So it's interesting that this is the dynamic. So let's get your clarity cards this week, Leo. Definitely dealing with somebody, I think, who probably has been a player in the past. And they really need to, they're wanting to reconcile with you, but they also really need to sort of face up to their own, their own sort of faults and their own sort of like propensity to screw things up or to take the easy road or what have you. And they really are being tested this week. Can they do it? Because for you, Leo, I think they may have hurt you in the past. If this Three of Swords is not from something they did to you in the past, it may be something you're just now going through, and you're just not there for anybody half-stepping. You know what I mean? You just don't want them to be, not putting that effort in. Page of Cups, there's your token of love. Ace of Wands, there's your whoof. And Two of Cups, there is love here from someone. They better step up and hurry up because Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, and Two of Cups. Page of Cups, Ace of Wands, and Two of Cups. Ace of Wands is the phallic symbol in the deck of tarot. Page of Cups is that beautiful initial token of love. Somebody's going to give you flowers, or somebody's going to make that gesture, physical gesture to say, hey, I want you. And something is really going to be set on fire this week with this Ace of Wands. Somebody's really going to, and it could be this individual, and I'm going to say it feels to me like it might be this person because it's so much like they're being tested, but they want you so bad. They want to reconcile with you so bad. And then with this devil energy coming in also, Certainly, this is going to be somebody who's extremely turned on by you. Ace of Wands, like I said, the great phallic symbol. So there's a high degree of sexual attraction here, I'm going to say. And then there's Two of Cups, that commitment and that agreement to be together. Will it work out with this individual, or are some of you have other people sort of in mind? Because that Five of Wands, again, is bickering and arguing who's the best. It's a competitive energy, power struggle that comes in and really speaks to a feeling that there's more than one player, right? So that Two of Cups is not definite who it's going to be. All right, my lovely Leos, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed this reading, October 18th to the 25th. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share to Bow and Arrow Tarot. Don't forget to hit the notifications so you know when I'm uploading. I'm always uploading, but for right now, guys, I'm going to say have a wonderful week. I love you so much. Please stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, stay kind to each other. Bye-bye now.